Hello everybody, hello everyone. Welcome to Easy Recipes with Elliot, and this is with a southern twist. Today I'm going to be making my famous banana bread. I have 6 ripened bananas. I have 2 cups of sugar. I have 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 sticks of butter, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of milk, and then I have imitation vanilla, I have nutmeg, and I have ground cinnamon. That is all that we're going to be needing for the recipe. Now the regular recipe calls for 3 ripened bananas, 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 1 stick of butter, 2 eggs, and 1 tablespoon of milk, and 1 teaspoon of everything that's in here, which is the salt, the baking soda, and the baking powder. But since my family loves it so much, I'm gonna make 2 batches. So right now, I'm going to start mashing up the ripened bananas until they are, I guess you would call it, I don't know, soft or beaten well to where they're not super lumpy. And then after this is all good, you kind of want it like this before you add the sugar. Kind of like this before you add the sugar. You want it broken up like that. And then, since we're southern, you know, we don't always follow recipes. I learned how to cook from my grandma, so we're gonna add that much sugar in for now. And we might use the rest of that later. Alrighty, I just finished adding the sugar, and all this is the sugar and the ripened bananas, and you want it to that consistency before you add anything else. Okay, so right now I'm getting ready to add the nutmeg, the cinnamon, and the imitation vanilla. So this is my first time using nutmeg in here, and I thought, well, what the hey, you know, it's probably gonna be good anyway. It's good in sweet potatoes and yams, so it might be good in some banana bread. So since nutmeg is really strong, you just wanna put it a little bit in it, a little bit. You don't want it to be overpowering. Okay, so we're gonna do that much. Just 3 shakes, really light, 3 really light shakes. Alrighty, since cinnamon isn't really that strong, and cinnamon is a normal ingredient in the banana bread, I'm gonna put as much as I want. Okay, there you go. I like the cinnamony smell. Alrighty, now I'm gonna add the imitation vanilla. Now you don't wanna put a lot because vanilla is really strong too. So maybe that much. Just 2 little drops, dabadooyos. I'm gonna mix that together. Now the cinnamon is what gives the banana bread its color. I've done a couple of recipes without brown sugar, and it's been kind of light, but the cinnamon is really what gives it that nice brown color, especially on the inside of the bread, because the outside of the bread is going to be darker. It makes that crust, but the cinnamon is what really gives it that brown color. And you want to stir it up really good. Oh, we don't need this anymore. So you want that up in there. You want to get that good and mixed up. You put as much cinnamon as there is to your liking. I like to be able to smell the cinnamon. A little extra cinnamon gives it great taste. To me, it does. I might put a little extra in here. You know, I am a southern cook, so we don't really measure, but okay, so you want it like that. Maybe I'll probably put a little bit more. For those of you who want to be safe, go ahead and be safe. Alrighty, so after I do this, I'm getting ready to add the 2 tablespoons of milk. Now remember, if you just want to make one batch of bread, you will only need to use half of the ingredients that I'm using. So this right here is 2 tablespoons of milk. Doesn't really matter what kind of milk you use. And then I'm going to be putting our eggs in here. For you beginners, please make sure you do not get any shells in here. You're like, Elliot, well, I just started cooking yesterday, and well, I've been cracking eggs almost my entire life, so it comes easy to me. Just be very careful when you crack it. Just don't try to get any shells in there. And if you get one in there, get like a spoon or a fork and get it out. Alrighty, so this is the mixture with the bananas, the eggs, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, and the imitation vanilla. And it's all beaten together really well. And now I'm going to add our salt, our baking soda, and our baking powder. Now remember, this is 2 teaspoons of each because I'm making a larger batch. So I'm gonna lightly stir it while pouring it in here. Make sure you get that all in there and good and nicely whipped together. Make sure there's no lumps. Now you may have some lumps from the bananas. I think that depends on how ripe they are, to be honest, because I've had some bananas that are still little banana chunks in there, which is okay. It's not gonna make your bread taste any different. But I said that because it might make you think that, oh my God, I got lumps of flour in there, but no, it's really just lumps of banana. Or sometimes if my butter isn't all the way melted, I'll still have like little white things of butter in there, which is fine. It gives good pockets of flavor. Okay, that's all whipped good in there. And now I'm going to add this 2 sticks of melted butter. All that rich goodness. All right, now you whip that up in there. Good. And it gives it a good smell too. I don't know what it is about melted butter. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm fat. I like the smell of melted butter. It reminds me of Red Lobster, you know, with the shrimp scampi. When they have that melted butter in there, it's so good. I like to sop the butter up with my biscuit. All right, that's good. And now we're going to add our 4 cups of flour. Now remember, if you're just making one batch, you will only need 2 cups of flour. But since I am making 2 batches, I need 4 cups of flour. So we're gonna sprinkle that in there. Now I did pre-measure this, so this is 4 cups of flour. I'm putting it in there. I'll do about half of this bowl and then whisk it, and then I'm gonna do the other half of the bowl. Now some people use the, well, the thing that you use, bakers know what I'm talking about. The thing that you use, the sifting thing that you sift your dry ingredients with to make sure there's no lumps. Well, I don't need that because I'm a pro, okay? I've been cooking since I was 5, so probably 7 to be exact, but if you want to use that, you can. I don't really use it. Yeah, I don't really use it, it's not really. So I'm mixing it in together. You want to make sure you get it good in there together. Alrighty, welcome back. I have mixed in all the flour with our wet ingredients, and this is what it looks like. As I told you, you can still see a little bitty lumps of the banana chunks, which is fine. That is okay. You want that in your banana bread. And I have the pans ready and coated. So this is what I learned. I was taught, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. So you coat your banana with either butter or Crisco, and then you sprinkle flour on it, and you make sure the flour gets everywhere, and all your excess flour, you just put it in the sink or in the trash, whatever you want to do. And that's how it gets that really good crust on it. But also, that keeps it from being stuck to the pan, so you won't have a disaster. So, I'm getting ready to add this all in the pan, and we'll come back when it's out of the oven. Alrighty, we are back, and as you can see, we have this beautiful golden brown loaf of bread in front of us. It smells absolutely wonderful. So what you want to make sure that you do while you're making your bread, you want to preheat your oven to 325, and you're gonna leave it in there for maybe 30 to 45 minutes. I think mine took a little bit longer because I took 2 loaves, so they took a little bit longer, but as you can see, they turned out perfect. And so what I'm gonna do now, which is your last ingredient, you take a stick of softened butter, and you spread it on there so that when you cut it or when you eat it, it has that wonderful buttery taste. And you just want to spread it, be generous. You want to spread it throughout there because you want it to have that buttery taste. Now, some people eat it for dessert. Some people eat it with their coffee in the morning. And some people like me just eat it whenever they want. So here is your amazing and wonderful banana bread. And there you have it, your wonderful and beautiful, delicious tasting homemade banana bread. And remember, this is Southern with a Twist, easy recipes with Elliot.